Who it chimes on the beat, best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube page and check him out. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 in a dream. The message for tonight is crab in a bucket mentality. Before we get started, I need everyone to hit the like button on this video. It is extremely important so I can get it pushed through the YouTube algorithm. Also, subscribe to my channel. I'm not asking anyone for money. I'm not asking anyone for cash out. The first person that actually comments on this video, I will give them a $10 cash out. But it's extremely important that we support the positive channels. Because if we don't support those channels, we're going to keep getting negative channels consistently through social media. But the topic for tonight is crab in a bucket mentality. The world is designed for most people to be at the bottom and very few people to be at the top. So what the typical person does, right, they work a job. The job pays them $15 an hour, okay? And they might have an assistant manager that makes $20 an hour. Or they might have another employee that works the same position as them that makes $16 an hour. And what they do, they get upset with the assistant manager. They're worried about what the assistant manager gets. They're worried so much about what the coworker that works next to them make, because they might make $1 more. But they never focus on what is the profit margin for the company I work for. They never focus on that. So what happens is you get to fighting and the people at the bottom fight. And the people at the top eating. They relax, they chill, they're calm. And this world is designed that way. It's designed that way. It's designed for the people at the bottom to worry about all of the crazy topics. You argue about the color of your skin. You argue about, men argue about what the women say. Women argue about what the men say. The men in the hood argue with the guys that don't live in the hood. The guys that's not in the hood argue with the men that's in the hood. And it's so much back and forth, but the elite, the people at the top, they're not arguing with you, and you're not even focused on them. That's the crazy part about this crab in the bucket mentality. It's the mentality, well, if I see that person getting, they go up a tad bit, let me pull them down. And it's like, but the person that's at the top, you're not even worried about them. It's a mindset that goes through life. And it goes through every single community, no matter what your race is. Goes through it. And it's so amazing. It's like, man, why are we focused on the little? Why am I worried about you making $1 more than me when I should be focused on, what about me starting my own business? But I'm focused on you at the job making $1 more than me. It doesn't make any logical sense. And then when you look at the news, what do? They're going to push the stuff to keep the people at the bottom arguing. To keep us at the bottom arguing. And we're arguing about issues that doesn't make any sense. And then you get controlled that way. And guess what happens? Guess how you get controlled? Divide, then conquer. Give you an example. You have so many people like this man and woman argument that's going on. Well, the men argue about what the women say, the women argue about what the men say. But this the catch to that, right? You only got to get it right one time. Find the one woman to build with. Find the one man to build with. And you work together and make something happen. But what happens is that little conversation now becomes an issue. Because you're worried about, well, what the women say, and the women worry about what the men say, and guess what happened? The people at the top gonna eat. They're enjoying their lives, all the above. You can even think about the feminist movement. You have so many women at the bottom, and they're fighting against the men, they're fighting against the men, they're fighting against the men. While the women that's so-called feminists at the top, if you ever pay attention, they're all married. And you like, you're going around saying you don't need a man, but Beyonce married. Let me repeat that. You're going around saying you don't need a man when Beyonce married. Just let that sink in. You as a man saying, man, I'm not going to get married because I'm worried about what a woman will take from me, right? But Jay-Z married. Doesn't make any sense. The people at the top work together. The people at the bottom, all you do is fight. We fight, we fuss, we fight, we fuss. We can't even deal with each other. We can't even build with each other. It's a crab in a bucket mentality. Like I say, it's every single race. It's not just the black community. Now, if you want my opinion, the black community, I believe, does it a little bit more, but all communities have this issue. We sit there and we worry so much about race. We worry so much about race, right? The black people, they worry about the race. The Mexicans, they worry about the race. The Jews, they worry about the race. And at the end of the day, you know what's so crazy? The people at the top are not worried about the race. They worried about winning. Because if they were so much worried about race, this is my question. Why would they have people of another race working for them? Why would they give them pensions? Why would they give them retirement? Why would they give them access to wealth if it's about the color of your skin so much? The people at the top, all they want to do is keep eating. And if you can feed them, guess what's going to happen? They're going to eat. Now I'm going to take it, and we're going to get a little bit deeper when it comes to this crab in the bucket mentality. Most people live in the past, okay? So I'll give you an example, right? Let's say I come from a certain neighborhood, right? Let's say I come from the hood or any neighborhood. Maybe I come from a trailer park, whatever neighborhood, okay? And in the neighborhood, let's say I used to live in a shack, okay? Let's say at the end of the day, we was poor, right? But the people in that environment, no matter how much money you make, they only want to see you for who you used to be. And they only want to treat you how you used to be. So you can become a millionaire, but they still going to be, I remember when he lived on such and such boulevard. I remember when he walked around and didn't have a haircut. See, the crab in the bucket mentality, they want to keep you there. They want to keep you with that same mentality. They want to keep you at the bottom. That's what they want. They don't want you to believe that you can become anything you want to become with your life. They don't want you to understand that you can do anything you put your mind to. So with that crab in the bucket mentality, you know what happens? When you want more, they tell you, no, I don't think you can get more. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana. Most people live in Shreveport, Louisiana. You know what they tell me? Man, you can't make it through YouTube on social media. You got to get out of Shreveport. You got to go somewhere else. You know why? Because they have a crab in a bucket mentality. They don't understand that it's not where you're from, it's what you do where you're from. It's not where you're from. It's what you do where you're from. And that crab in the bucket mentality, it keeps you at the bottom because you keep saying, I can't get more out of life because of where I'm from. No, it's not about where you're from. But see, you use that as an excuse. And that crab in the bucket mentality, it makes that excuse. Well, I'm from the project, so I can't make it. Well, what's stopping you? If you think that those projects are that terrible, get out the projects. But don't stay in the projects and complain. Don't Don't stay in the projects and complain. Don't stay in your hood and complain. Because if you want my personal opinion, if there's lack wherever city you from, whatever hood you from, all you gotta do is give that neighborhood or that environment what they lacking, you get paid. But the crab in the bucket mentality, it doesn't think, how do I solve problems? It thinks, what can I blame my life on? Because it can't be me. It got to be the environment. It got to be my city that I grew up in. Crab in the bucket mentality. We have another crab in the bucket mentality, this don't snitch thing. This don't snitch thing. I heard a conversation that Tony Yayo said. Tony Yayo did. And it was a Vlad interview. And in this interview, he said, man, I don't snitch because I'm not a citizen. I'm from the hood. And I'm like, you telling me you're not a citizen? You live in America, you're not a citizen? But if a cop was to beat you, if a cop was to abuse his power, you would sit there and say the cop don't have that right. But you say you're not a citizen, right? See, it's a crab in the bucket mentality. And the crazy part about a crab in the bucket mentality, it has nothing to do with money. Because see, a lot of people think, well, if I get more money, I don't have the mentality. No, you have some people that are millionaires that have a crab in the bucket mentality. A lot of your entertainers, a lot of your rappers. See, the people that have to build and work 20, 30, 40 years to accumulate their wealth, they don't have that kind of mentality. It's the people that come from the hood. It's the people that in entertainment. So I want to say the people in the hood, I'm wrong on that. It's the people that want to have the hood mentality. Because you can come from a hood and never have a hood mentality. Because remember what I keep saying, it's not where you from, it's what you do. It's like I say, it's amazing, this don't snitch thing. So what happens is, it's like, okay, so when you in the hood, right, and no one snitches on crimes, guess what happened? Guess what happens? The criminals keep committing the crimes because no one gonna tell on them. But go to a good environment. You know why the crime is low? Because in a good environment, they're gonna tell if you do something. They're gonna snitch. You go to a good neighborhood and you break into a car and they see your license plate, they're gonna report that. If you in the hood, they're gonna say it was a red car. It was a red sports car. They're not gonna tell you, oh, there was a red Camaro. Looked like it was a 2014 through 2016. The license plate says ZRK187. They ain't gonna say that. I just made the plate up, so please don't look that plate up. They're not gonna do that. They're not. They won't do that at all if you're in the hood. And then you wonder why the crime goes up and up and up. Think about the nice neighborhood. You have HOAs, right? And a lot of people say, man, I won't want to live in a neighborhood where I got to pay for HOAs. But this is the thing about it, though. You have the neighbors, they communicate on this, there's a tab, the community page on Facebook. So if packages are getting stolen, guess what happened? Everybody's communicating in that community. Cars are getting broken into, everyone's communicating in that community. You know why? Because they're going to snitch and they're going to protect their community. The problem with the hood is no one wants to protect the community. But everybody want to say, man, this the hood, I love the hood. Boy, you going to protect the hood? See, when all the criminal activities are going on, what's happening? No one wants to tell. But then the same people want to sit there and say, yo, at the end of the day, man, we're supposed to love the hood and represent the hood. I've had someone have an issue with me off me not wanting to live in the hood. Think about that for a second. I've had someone have an issue because I don't want to live in the hood. But you know the problem with that? That's so amazing. So amazing, right? That same person can see crime in the hood, won't say nothing. Can see so many criminal activities, won't say nothing. And you have to ask yourself, like, are you serious? Like, it's a crab in a bucket mentality. So because I want more out of my life, right? It's like I'm the problem. I'm confused on that. Confused on that. The crab in the bucket mentality goes to jealousy. It goes to a point of where you're worried about what the next man doing, right? In the hood, or in a trailer park, or in your lower income environment. You're worried about what your next door neighbor doing, but you know what's so crazy? You're not worried about the person that owns the building, what they're doing. You're fighting amongst each other, right? And everybody have little to nothing. But the person at the top, you don't even know who that person is. You jealous of a person that might drive a newer car than you, right? But you're not worried about the person that owns those vehicles. Let that sink in. You're focused now on the person that went and got a newer vehicle, right, up to date. But you're not thinking about the people that created the car, the companies that own the car, the company that built your home. You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about how about I create my own business. You're jealous of someone else. And it's like, but they're at the bottom. But that's what this world is built on. The crab in the bucket mentality. They call you a sellout because you want success. That's a crab in the bucket mentality. Because you get $2, that got nothing to do with me. Because you make $100,000 a year, and I don't quite make $100,000 a year, what that got to do with me? But the crab in the bucket mentality, well, if he makes more, if he live in a better neighborhood, if he drive a nicer car, oh man, they got something to do with me. There's an insecurity inside. Because they looking and they sitting there telling themselves like, you know what? We both had the same opportunity, but why we got different results in the end? Crab in a bucket mentality. Crab in a bucket mentality. We both come from the same environment, had the same opportunity, but we weren't able to win. Why weren't we able to win? Because some people say, well, those people were privileged. I give you that. They were privileged. They had come from a two-parent household that gave them a nest egg, paid for their college, right? I give you that. But what about the person that come from your same environment that was able to move into the nice home? The person that was able to go after their goals and dreams, right? Go get a college degree and make the money that they want to make. Drive the car they want to drive. Be able to put their kids through college. Think about that for a second. But y'all both come from the same environment, same neighborhood. What about that? See, you don't want to see that. That's when the crab in the bucket mentality kicks in. I got to be jealous of him. I don't like that. Oh, he's a sellout. Because he wants more than what he wants more. Let me change it. I don't want to say he wants more because I think both of them want more. He was able to achieve more. But why was he able to achieve more? Because he went after it. When the other person was so focused on everybody at the bottom. I don't focus on people. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every single day I pay attention what the people at the top do. I'm paying attention, what are they doing? I'm not focused on the people that's moving like me. I'm paying attention to the people at the top. What are they doing? And what can I do to put myself in a position to work toward that position? Crab in the bucket mentality, destroy not build. See, when you have that crab in the bucket mentality, it's to destroy. That's why you can have so many people talk about the hood, talk about the trailer park, right? Man, that's where I'm from. I represent that. And it's like, but are you building that hood up or are you destroying that hood? Are you building that trailer park up or are you destroying it? What are you doing? That's the problem. When you got a crab in the bucket mentality, it's to destroy. Think about it. You go to a nice neighborhood, you're not going to see no trash. Go to a bad neighborhood or low income neighborhood, you see trash everywhere. Think about it. you're not even trying to build what you have. Because if everybody in the hood was trying to build, the neighborhood wouldn't look the way it looked. That's hands down. The neighborhood wouldn't look the way it looked. But when you got a crab in the bucket mentality, guess what happens? If they cut their yard and keep their yard cut, weed eat, if they edge it up, you know what's going to happen? Somebody going to walk by and throw a beer can in the yard. Why? Your yard look better than the next door neighbor yard. If I see you went and bought a 70-inch TV, guess what happens? When you go to work, I gotta go inside your home and take that TV from you. Why? Because I couldn't get that for myself, so I gotta take it from you. Crab in the bucket mentality. Destroy, not build. Because I hear so many people, they talk and this, man, for the hood, man, and why we got to leave the hood, why we can't stay in the hood, and why we can't build a hood. And it's like, the hood's been looking the same for the longest. If you so much about building, well, tell me what the problem is. Do I believe the hoods can be built? Yes. But I believe that most of the time it won't happen because of crab in the bucket mentality. But this what amazes me. This is what amazes me when people with a crab in the bucket mentality in the hood. This is what happens. Right? You can live in the hood 20 years, not do nothing for the hood, nothing for your environment. And you know what happens? You know what happens? Right? There was an abandoned building sitting there 20 years. Nobody tried to buy that building. Nobody tried to start a business. And then all of a sudden, an Iranian go buy the building and start a store. And then everybody complain, oh man, they come in our neighborhood and start a business. The building been abandoned for 20 years. Crab in the bucket mentality. You could have been trying to build your neighborhood up. You could have been trying to make something happen with your hood. But what you been doing? Sitting there relaxing. There's a house that you see that might cost $5,000, $10,000, right? Or they might be an abandoned lot in your hood. All you gotta do is pay the taxes on it. And you can own that property for maybe $10 once you pay the taxes. But you know what happened? You would sit there and let that vacant lot rot. You would let that abandoned house rot. But then when a white developer's come in there and buy the home, you want to complain. Crab in the bucket mentality. You could have been building. We keep doing this talking. We keep doing this talking left and right about, oh man, look what's happening. Look what's going on. The neighborhood, the environment. And what are you doing for it? Nothing. And then when people move out the neighborhood, you got the audacity to complain. Oh man, well, we need to be building up. Build what up? You've been in that hood your entire life. You ain't never tried to build nothing. You ain't never tried to build nothing. Then get mad when another race go inside there to buy the property. You could have been bought the property. You got vacant lots probably right next door where you live at. You ain't even tried to cut the yard. Because I be honest with you, you might not even have to pay the taxes. It might just be take care of the property and then they'll sell it to you. Something like that. You ain't even tried to do that. Abandoned building, you ain't tried to do that. You see a store that been closed down for 10 years. You ain't tried to buy that building at all. And then when an Iranian come from overseas to buy the building, then you want to complain about it. Oh man, well, at the end of the day, they always want to come to our hood and buy our block up. If they don't buy the block up, what we gonna do with it? People not trying to buy it. It's been abandoned for 15 years. Like, that's the problem I have. It's a crab in a bucket mentality. I don't want to build, and I don't want you to build. That's what it is. You see that lot next door to you. You see that down the street, there's a lot that's been abandoned for 10 years. A house, ain't nobody lived in that house for 10 years. You won't do nothing. You ain't never tried to buy. You ain't never asked, man, what can I do to get that house? But then, as soon as another race go by the house, you want to complain. That's a crab in a bucket mentality. Because I don't want to do nothing with it, but I don't want you to do nothing with it. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? It's amazing, this crab in a bucket mentality. Because it goes a lot in our communities. It's huge. And most people, they grow up in their entire life and they don't even understand that they have this crab in a bucket mentality. So what happens is they are at the bottom, right? They never even try to climb to the top. And they get mad when they see someone right next to them trying to climb to the top. And if you see somebody do a little bit better, you know what you do? You go against them. You talk about them behind their back. But let me give you the opposite of a crab in a bucket mentality. Something that can help you out, okay? No matter where you're from, no matter where you live, doesn't matter, okay? I'll start with a homeless person. If you're a homeless man, right, and you want to get out of a crab in a bucket mentality, you know the first thing you do? You go to a business, you go to someone that has more than you, and you ask them, what can I do to help you so that you can help me? What can I do to help you so you can help me? If you want to get out of having a crab in a bucket mentality, you ask. Even if you ain't homeless, even if you're a person that's working a job, even if you're in a relationship, you're a woman with a man or a man with a woman, what can I do to help you so you can help me? Most people have never done that their entire life. So you know what happened? They have a crab in the bucket mentality. I want people to hit the like button on this video. So you know what I do? One, I post it. Two, I say the first person that comment on it, I give them a $10 cash out. You know why? Because I'm sitting there doing this here. What can I do for you so you can do something for me? But a crab in the bucket mentality is, what can you do for me? And that's it. That's the biggest problem. You have people that work jobs that can never get to the top and they wonder, why do I keep getting skipped over when it comes to promotion? You have people that can be servers at a job, waitresses at a job, and they wonder why I don't make more tips. You know why they don't make more tips? The real reason? Because they don't have the mindset of what can I do to help you so you can help me. Their entire mindset is give me, give me, give me. And when you go to the lower income neighborhoods, everything is give me, give me, give me. That's the reason why when Thanksgiving comes, what do they want? Free turkeys. They want the government to give them what? Free income. They're looking for everybody to give them a handout. That's a crab in the bucket mentality, and you can never get to the top with that mindset. You gotta get to a point where you sit there and start telling yourself, what can I do for others? I need to give instead of always taking. If I'm a crab in a bucket, right? Let's say there's another crab in a bucket. And there's another crab in the bucket. If they all stand on top of each other, they can get one person out. And then they all stand on top of each other, they can get another person out. And they all stand on top of each other, they can get another person out. In your hood, if you get the people or your trailer park, if the people sit there and say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put our money together, right? Let's help this person make it. Hopefully they can help another person make it. See, that's what happens when you're in different environments, because your environment shapes you. See, the environment you're in, you're going to automatically have a crab in the bucket mentality. But when you get in a different environment, you know what happens? They don't have that crab in the bucket mentality. If their yard is cut, they want your yard cut. And they're going to complain if your yard not cut. But in the hood or the trailer park, you know what's going to happen? I cut my yard. I got the best looking yard on the block. I don't care if your yard get cut or not. Crab in the bucket mentality. That's the problem. And we got to get to a point of getting out of this mentality. That's the purpose of the videos that I'm steady posting. It's to help as many people as possible get out of this mindset. But the problem with it is this. The grandparents had the mindset. They pass it down to the mothers and the dads. They pass it to their kids. And those kids pass it down to those kids. And no one never breaks the cycle. And the whole purpose of me doing all the videos I do is to help people change their mindset. That's it. Change the mindset. I know you was trained to think this way, but could you maybe try something else? What you've been doing your entire life has gotten you this far. But what if you want to go farther? Why don't you try a different approach? The way you've done it your entire life gotten you that far, but it's time to do something different. It's time to do something different. My question to you is, at the end of the day, what are you going to do different? My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 in the dream. I need everyone to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. That is extremely important. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your thoughts. I promise you, I will respond to your comment. Like, it's so important to have a dialogue. I'm speaking, but I read all the comments. I want to hear what you think of the topic. First comment receives a $10 cash out. I'm giving to you. Hopefully in return, you will give to me. Right? That's not a crab in the bucket mentality. A crab in the bucket mentality is, I just give. I just receive, I receive, and I'm not going to give. Who in Child's on the beat, best producer in Louisiana. You don't believe me? Go to his YouTube page and check him out. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 in the dream. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.